Hello everyone, I am Dr. Himani Gupta and welcome back with another revision tool, that is tabulated mind maps, taking parasitology, concising everything in just one page, and will also be highlighting previous year questions of INICET AIIMS and your common mistakes. Okay, so the another big hidden purpose of making this video is to remove your inertia of making these kinds of table for your revision and to let you witness your common mistakes which you think only you make but everybody does. Okay, so I'll be starting with cystode, then moving to trematode, then intestinal nematode, and then tissue nematode. Okay, so as we move forward, there is slightly increase in the development of each parasites. Okay, so we are starting with cystode, which we commonly call as tapeworm. Okay, so there are 5 cystodes and the definitive host of 4 cystodes are men. So you just have to remember that only Echinococcus granulosus has definitive host as dog. So therefore, it is also called as dog tapeworm. Okay. Now coming to diagnostic stage, you can remember everything is egg except for Echinococcus granulosus, which is hydrated cyst. Okay. Now coming to specific names of the egg, it is hexacanth egg for top 3 and operculated egg for D. latum. So the last organism shows some form of features of upcoming parasites, which is slightly developed form. So we will see in the next column every egg will be the operculated egg. So just remember for now hexacanth egg for top 3 and operculated egg for D. latum, and the Echinococcus granulosus has the diagnostic stage of hydrated cyst. Okay. Now the intermediate host, you can remember the common name and intermediate host together. So beef tapeworm has beef as an intermediate host, pork has pork, and the broadfish has fish as their intermediate host. Now few organisms shows auto-infection, and whenever it will show the auto-infectivity, the infective stage will become egg. Okay, whenever it will show auto-infectivity, the infective stage will become egg. Similarly for the dead end, the infective stage will become egg. For rest all, it is different. Okay, so for tinea you can remember cysticercus as the infective stage. But one important thing for tinea solium, when there occurs autoinfection, there is the egg as an infective stage and it causes neurocysticercosis, that is the infection inside the brain. Okay, this is just separate things, and rest all causes intestinal teniasis as their clinical feature. Okay. Treatment of everything is praziquantel. For neurocysticercosis, it's an albendazole. Okay. Now let's see what the common mistake we make and what are the questions which was asked from this topic. Okay. So these highlights are the previous year questions of INICET where they ask about the infective stage of neurocysticercosis. Okay, so we read like tinea, cysticercus. So when we read the neurocysticercosis in the question, we blindly mark cysticercus, which is wrong. Okay, so you have to remember it is an auto-infection which is caused by this egg, and this egg is entering the brain and causing neurocysticercosis. Okay. Now H. nana, the life cycle of H. nana was asked. So what they showed 2 men. Okay, they showed 2 men and this was the simple life cycle, and they asked which is the cystode causing this, having this life cycle. Okay, so here you can see the definitive host is man and intermediate host is man. So there is only one organism which has both intermediate and definitive host as men. So just simple this diagram you can answer H. nana. But interestingly, the H. nana was not in the option. It was dwarf tapeworm. Okay, so while reading this tabulated form, we missed this dwarf tapeworm. And the exam they asked dwarf tapeworm. Okay, and while making this table, we miss something else here. Okay, and it was asked in the exam. See, the Coracidium larva, it is neither the diagnostic stage and nor the infective stage. It comes in between the life cycle of this D. latum. Okay, so this Coracidium larva was asked, so don't miss it. We usually miss that. Okay, now everybody remembers Echinococcus granulosus has the hydrated cyst. in its life cycle, but they asked about the infective stage of Echinococcus granulaceus, which is not hydatid cyst and it is the egg. So this is another common mistake. Okay, now coming to tapeworm. Okay, so it is very simple. Definitive host of all tapeworms are man, and diagnostic stage is operculated egg, except for Schistosoma. Schistosoma is slightly more developed form, as I told. Okay, so the last organism, see here, it has the diagnostic stage as spined egg and not operculated egg. Okay, now coming to intermediate host, it shows two intermediate hosts, first and second. First intermediate host of top 4 is snail, while the Schistosoma has only one intermediate host, that is snail. Okay, and no second intermediate host. Okay, similarly, the infective stage is Metacercaria for all top 4, and the last Schistosoma has Cercaria, which shows bifid tail. Okay, bifid tail, and it was asked. Treatment for all is praziquantel. Okay, now coming to this second intermediate host, you can remember again as from the common name. So sheep liver fluke is the common name of Fasciola hepatica. Okay, and the intermediate host is plant is for Fasciola busci also. Okay, this Chinese liver fluke has fish as their second intermediate host, and Paragonimus has crab. Okay, so we remember anything which comes for the parasite and the lung return, we mark Paragonimus westermanni. Okay, now let's see the previous year questions. See, the image was given and life cycle was given, sheep was made and the plant was made. Okay, sheep, plant. Snail is common for all, so we don't use it as the key feature for diagnosing this life cycle. Okay, so sheep was given, plant was given, and the manifestation was of jaundice. It was given in the question. So what will be the trematode? Fasciola hepatica. Okay, another thing, spined egg was asked. It is for Schistosoma. Bifid tail, I told you, Schistosoma. Okay, so bifid tail, Cercaria, Schistosoma. Okay, now the common names, few common names are important, like we know Schistosoma hematobium. Okay, hematobium, it causes hematuria. Hematuria is related to bladder. Okay, so while making this table, I missed here bladder fluke, but I was knowing that it causes hematuria, so I guessed this bladder fluke, so you don't have to miss this bladder fluke also. Now coming to intestinal nematodes. The common name we use worms, which we call commonly as worms. So common names of all the worms are very important. Many times they don't write this strongyloid stercolis, they just write the threadworm. Okay, so roundworm, hook, thread, pin, and whipworm. Definitive host of all the worms are man. Okay, and the diagnostic stage, it's egg for all except for strongyloids, it's rhabditiform larva. Okay, rhabditiform larva. So till now whatever we have read, if I will show you one larva and I will say this is the finding which we found in the microscope. Okay, microscope means it is diagnostic stage and not the infective stage. So if the diagnostic stage is larva, we don't have to even identify this larva. If till now whatever we have read, I am saying that this is the larva which is found, so directly you can mark Strongyloid stercolis. Okay, and when coming to infective stage again is egg for all except ankylostoma and strongyloid, where it is filariform larva. So if I tell you that larva diagnostic and infective stage and non-specific larva, I am not telling something specific feature about the larva, so you can mark strongyloid stercolis. Okay, and this life cycle was asked in the AIIMS. Okay, we remember lungs for strongyloid, but what they wrote was diarrhea. Okay, so don't miss this diarrhea component also, right? Now the features of egg. Serrated egg is for Escherichia, blastomerer is for ankylostoma, no egg. Enterobius has planoconvex, and whipworm has Trichuris trichura has this barrel shaped egg. Okay, there is no intermediate host, right? You have to remember some few specific points regarding clinical feature like iron deficiency anemia. What are the parasites which causes iron deficiency anemia, right? Now coming to tissue nematode. Here I said the larva will have some specific feature, okay, like they have sheet nucleus, the number of nucleus, whether it is 2 or full of nucleus, or they don't have the sheath, okay, whether the tip is pointed or curved, okay. So this thing, the diagnostic stage is the only question which they majorly ask from the tissue nematode, and also the intermediate host of Onchocerca and Bancroft T, which is Culex and black fly, okay. So if I concise everything in just one page, you can read it vertically and horizontally both. Let me show you the definitive host of everything, okay, every parasite. The definitive host is man except Echinococcus where it is dog, then again man. Definitive host of trematode, man. Definitive host of tissue intestinal nematode, man, okay, and tissue nematode, man. So it is that simple, okay. Diagnostic stage, when it comes to diagnostic stage, everything is egg except Echinococcus granulaceus where it is hydatid cyst, egg, okay, egg. Trematode flukes, egg, except this is also egg, okay, the name of egg is just changed. For intestinal worms, I told you it's egg except the strongyloid where it is larva. So from here to here everything is egg except Echinococcus granulaceus where it is cyst, and for strongyloid it is larva, okay, larva in its diagnostic form. And diagnostic stage of tissue nematode is specific larva. You can remember like this, some specific feature. If it is just non-specifically made, then it is strongyloid, okay. Now the intermediate host, you can remember with the common names, intermediate host and common names you can remember side by side. For treatment, you can see the treatment of all cystode and trematode is nothing but praziquantel. The only exception is neurocysticercosis where it is albendazole, okay, albendazole. And for intestinal worms, it is albendazole or mebendazole except strongyloid stercolis where it is ivermectin. And for tissue nematode, it is DEC and ivermectin, right? So this is how you have to make charts and read it vertically and horizontally. This is what I made during my preparation. So make your own handwritten notes and learn from your own mistakes. So you can see I have marked so many things, circle, okay, I wrote it here, aims. So there are few things which you will definitely miss when you will make the chart for once, but after making your all previous year questions you will slightly enrich your notes and you will learn even more in the better form, okay. So make your own notes and learn from your mistakes, okay. So thank you.